You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 20th of May. Indians vote in fifth phase of crucial national election. Protests erupt against abduction of poet Ahmed Farhad in Pakistan. And Nepal PM wins parliamentary vote of confidence amid opposition protests. And now for all the details, millions of Indians across different states and union territories exercised their right to franchise on Monday as the country's mammoth election entered the fifth phase. In the latest round of voting, elections were held in 49 constituencies, including the key seats in financial capital Mumbai and ruling BJP stronghold Uttar Pradesh, which includes Ayodhya city, where a giant Hindu temple was inaugurated by PM Modi earlier this year, fulfilling his party's decade-old election pledge. Although the fifth phase had the least number of seats being contested, several high-profile candidates were in the fray, including Defence Minister Rajnath Singh from Lucknow and Trade Minister Piyush Goyal from Mumbai. Among other keenly watched electorates are Nehru Gandhi dynasty stronghold Rai Bareli, from where Congress Scion Rahul Gandhi is contesting, and Amethi, where Union Minister Smriti Irani is contesting against Gandhi family loyalist KL Sharma. Notably, Gandhi had lost the family bastion Amethi against Irani in 2019 election.
राष्ट्र हित और विकास इसके संदर्भ में ही है जो भारत के जो मान बढ़ा है इसके बढ़ाने के निमित्त जी रहा।
आज हमारे वोट का जो है कुछ न कुछ वैल्यू होगा, क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से हम लोगों ने जो 34 साल वनवास काटे, आज हमें लगता है कि इस वोट के जरिए हम जो है अपने देश का जो मंदिर है वहां पर हम जो अपनी ताकत दिखा के, अपना जो आवाज दिखा के जो हम इस वनवास का जो है समाधान निकाल रहे हैं।
India's weather agency has issued a red alert for heat wave conditions over the plains of northwest, east and central India for the next 4 days as the region experiences record-breaking heat. While parts of the Indian capital, New Delhi, logged the highest temperature of 47.8 degrees Celsius on Sunday, other areas in the nearby regions showed a similar trend, registering maximum temperatures above 45 degrees Celsius. Experts have advised people to remain cautious and follow precautions like not going outside unless necessary, wearing white or light colored dresses, and consuming more and more liquid.
गर्मी का टेम्परेचर तो बहुत ज़्यादा है यहाँ, जरा सा भी हवा नहीं लग रहा है और एक सेकंड भी अगर आप सड़क पे खड़े हो रहे हैं तो तुरंत पसीने से लथपथ हो जा रहे हैं। बहुत बुरी स्थिति है गर्मी की।
अभी जो सिनेरियो बना हुआ वो ऐसे ही है कि बहुत सारी जगह जो टेम्परेचर्स हैं 45 डिग्री से ज़्यादा है, इवन दोनों क्राइटेरिया सेटिस्फाई हो रहे हैं, जिसके लिए हमारा यही अनुमान है कि 5 दिन राजस्थान, स्पेसिफिकली वेस्ट राजस्थान, पंजाब, हरियाणा, इसमें ऐसा ही सिनेरियो बना रहेगा, जिसके लिए हमने 5 दिन वहाँ रेड अलर्ट दिया है।
Moving on, Pakistan flew back more than 300 students on special commercial flights this past weekend following violence in Kyrgyzstan against Pakistani students. Hundreds of Kyrgyz nationals attacked buildings housing foreign students, including Pakistanis, which local police said was prompted after foreigners, whose nationality was not immediately clear, had violent confrontations with locals in the city. Pakistan's foreign ministry also summoned and handed a note of protest to Kyrgyzstan's top diplomat in the country in response to the violence in Bishkek. Pakistan's PM Shehbaz Sharif, while expressing concern, said that Islamabad would fly back any Pakistani citizen who wants to leave the Central Asian country immediately. Kyrgyzstan hosts thousands of students from Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. The clash has prompted diplomatic response from both Islamabad and New Delhi, which have asked their students to stay indoors and follow the guidelines prescribed by authorities in the Central Asian country. Scores of activists held a protest in Islamabad on Sunday, seeking recovery of journalist and poet Ahmed Farhad, whom they blamed has been abducted for reporting on recent protests in POJK. A report.
Scores of activists held a protest in Pakistan's capital Islamabad on Sunday, seeking whereabouts of journalist and poet Ahmed Farhad Shah, whom they alleged was abducted by security forces last week for reporting on the recent protests in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The protests in POJK were called off following several days of turmoil after Pakistan PM approved a grant for subsidies on flour and electricity prices. But activists have raised concern that several people are facing crackdown for highlighting the violence during the protests, which claimed lives of at least 3 people and a police official.
हम इसको कश्मीर के पूरे शहरों में फैला देंगे। बाहर जितने हमारे ओवरसीज कश्मीरी रहते हैं वो भी अहमद फरहाद के लिए आवाज उठाएंगे। कोई ये ना समझे कि हम चुप बैठेंगे। एक ऐसा शायर जो कि बेजरर था, बेजरर है और जिसने सिर्फ इंसानियत की बात की है, वो सिर्फ आजाद कश्मीर और पाकिस्तान के लोगों की बात नहीं करता था, बल्कि वो पूरी दुनिया की बात करता था।
The abduction of Ahmed Farhad has also drawn significant attention on the social media. Activists have long claimed anyone who highlights the situation or raises voices for basic rights in Pakistan's occupied territories faces crackdown by Pakistan's army and its spy agencies.
Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal on Monday secured a vote of confidence for the 4th time in the lower house of Nepal's parliament. The trust vote, which was necessitated after the withdrawal of support by Upendra Yadav, JSP, Nepal saw Dahal receiving 157 votes in his favour in the 275-member House of Representatives. The main opposition Nepali Congress, however, did not participate in the voting process as it continued to protest against Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane in the lower house. It has been demanding a parliamentary investigating committee to probe the fraud in cooperatives, which they allege has involvement of Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane. The opposition has blamed Lamichhane is also misusing his authority to transfer personnel investigating the case. The journalist turned politician has, however, denied the allegations. Meanwhile, a fresh bout of heavy rains in Afghanistan have triggered flash floods, raising the death toll to at least 47 in the country's north, officials said on Sunday. The new round of heavy rains and floods hit 3 districts in Faryab province, destroying houses and farmlands. On Sunday, at least 50 people were killed in central province of Ghor, local authorities informed. Survivors have been left with no food, no land and no source of livelihood, the World Food Programme said. Afghanistan is prone to natural disasters and the UN considers it one of the countries most vulnerable to climate change. Last week, flash floods has devastated villages in northern Afghanistan, killing 315 people and injuring more than 1,600.
هیچ چیز نمونده صاحب، نه خوردنی مونده، نه سر خود که لیوپ میاب سر خود چی میکنی، حالا شب قضیه حالا اولاد خود چی کنیم، هیچ چیز نمونده والا. اینم یک چند تا لیوپ کورپا یک بسیار تا مونده دیگه کلیش هم چیهای ما زنه دیده روی چون کلی هیچ چیز کلا که از ما دیگه خسارت نه آشپزخانه مونده، نه کیرانا مونده صاحب، هیچ دیگه. یک هم چی نم 2.5 ساله بچه ما هم بیهوش شده صاحب. قریب زن نکره برده بود.
Moving on, a recent report by the UN Human Rights Office has criticized the Sri Lankan government's failure to acknowledge and hold accountable the perpetrators of thousands of enforced disappearances during the country's decades-long civil war. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, emphasized accountability must be addressed. The report describes the enduring social and economic impact of the families of those forcibly disappeared, especially on women. Authors of the report also accuse the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam of engaging in abductions. They have noted while there have been some formal measures by successive governments, tangible progress on the ground towards comprehensively resolving individual cases has remained limited. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.